Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Axel John E. Falcatan. I'm from BSI Filipino 2B, and we are tasked to report the cognitive perspective. So what is cognitive perspective? It is in psychology focuses on how the interactions of thinking, emotion, creativity, and problem solving abilities affect how and why think the way you do. Also, cognitive learning theory can improve learners' comprehensive when attempting new subject or task. In adding, this hands-on approach allows learner to gain a deeper, more comprehensive understanding of new materials.
Have a great day, everyone. Today we discuss about the Gestalt psychology. So before we discuss about the Gestalt psychology, first I introduce my name. I am Sheila May M. Jimenez, taking Bachelor Secondary Education in Filipino 2B. So we back on our topic. So what is Gestalt psychology? Is a school of thought that looks at the human mind and behavior as a whole when trying to make sense of world around us. Gestalt, Gestalt psychology suggests that we do we do not simply focus on every small component, and instead our minds tend to perceive object as element of more complex, which means this Gestalt psychology, a group of a group of thought was looking in our mind behavior as a whole. When we expose and socializing in a group of members, and Gestalt psychology was advises to us do not focus on the simple things instead of may posibilidad na makita ng ating isip ang mga bagay bilang mga elemento na mas mapalawak ang isip because you challenge your mind to the other difficult situation. Psychology Gestalt, it has 6 laws or principles to explain how Gestalt perception functions. But I will discuss with you only 3 laws or principles. So, number 1, the law of continuity. Continuity. According to this Gestalt, we perceive elements arranged on a line or curve as related to each other, while elements that are not on the line or curve are seen as separate, but our mind was working and continuing to perceive. Number 2, the law of closure. This suggests that elements that form a closed object will be perceived as a group. We will even fill in missing information to create closure and make sense of an object. An example of this is Gestalt psychology principle is using negative space to give the illusion that a particular shape exists when it doesn't. So number 3 is the common region. The last law is common region. This Gestalt psychology principle states that we tend to group objects together if they are located in the same bounded area. For example, objects inside a box tend to be considered a group.
The law of continuity is a statistic principle introduced by Gottfried Leibniz. It is the principle that whatever success for the finite, also success for the infinite. The principle of continuity states that once I, being follow someone's it will continue traveling in that direction until it encounters another subject. A good example is a line with an arrow at the end of it. The symbols indicates that user should follow the line and see the arrow is pointing. This is principle in design can help with grabbing the viewer attention and direction then towards a specific design or information. The principle of closure states that when we look at a complex arrangement of visual elements, we tend to look for a single recognizable pattern. In other words, when you see an image that has missing parts, your brain will fill in the blank and make a complete image so you can still recognize the pattern for the pattern. For example, if someone sees a circle with the graph in the line, they still understand that the shape is a circle because the brain fills in those graphs. Lastly, the law of common region. This perceptual principle states that we see elements placed in the same area as a group. It's crucial that the area has a clear boundary. For example, we can see a border or background color to create a container for related items.
So to continue our report, I am going to tackle about cognitive psychology examples. When you say cognitive psychology, it defined as individual level mental process. So now I am going to give you the examples of it. First is thinking, second reasoning, third judgment, fourth attention, 5 mental imagery, next is language, then recognizing numbers and memory. All of the words that I've already said, those are the example of psychology or the cognitive psychology. We use our brain to do such as the things that I've said. That's all.
The best example is that the Gestalt psychology, because Gestalt psychology is telling us about a daily life, what we are doing, and also it shows how we deals our situation in daily life.